All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Thanks so much for joining me today on this beautiful Monday, Model Monday Live, October 30th, one day before Halloween. Beautiful afternoon. Hope everybody's having a good time. It's a little bit rainy here, a little bit dark and cloudy and rainy, but that's okay. We needed it. We definitely needed it. It looks very bright here because my lights are so bright today. So hope you guys are enjoying this beautiful bright lights on this amazing Model Monday Live. And today we are going to get into it. We're going to do some 3D CAD modeling practice. We're going to do some speed modeling using Onshape, some demonstrations using Onshape, and we got a lot of people in the chat today hanging out, so let's just give some quick shout outs here. So what is up to Rich Penn? Says good day from DFW. What's up, Mr. Alex? What's up, Sahil? Chris Knudsen is here. What is up? Phosphor is here. Welcome. Aaron C is here, fresh off his win this weekend, making it into the Final Four. What is up, Aaron C? And let's see here. Ex Machina Engineering. Hello. Vicky Chong is here. Welcome, Vicky. John Degenstein is here. Jern, welcome. Usman is here. When we see your match, Toby, we'll see what happens with that. Maybe we'll do some wild card action in 2024. Get Toby into the mix. Zacharu is here. Pulled an all-nighter on Onshape. That's awesome. I'll bet it didn't crash at all. I was telling Zach in the messages. One of the things I definitely don't miss about SOLIDWORKS when I get into Onshape, not having it crash ever is nice and welcome. Amir says, hi, people. Hey, Amir, what's up? Welcome. Will says, hello. It's my favorite CAD caster. What? Oh, nice. Thanks a lot. Muffin Fuzz is here. What's up, Muffin? How you doing? Friend of the show, Brandon, joining us today for some CAD action. Welcome. And let's see here what else we got. X Area is here, says hello. And Muffin Fuzz is going to be doing the challenges today in MS Paint. Wow, what a flex. That is awesome. Good luck, Brandon. Good luck with those challenges. I think you're going to absolutely crush it. Well, guys, here we are. The Elite 8 is complete. As of this broadcast today, Monday, October 30th, the Elite 8 is complete. We now have our Final Four all lined up and ready to go for the championship, which is going to take place on November 11th. We got Ivan the Reasonable, the champion of the black bracket. We got Victor K, the champion of the blue bracket. We got Aaron C, the champion of the green bracket. And we got Imants, the champion of the red bracket. So very impressive, all of our runners. We had some epic matches this weekend. We had an absolute marathon this weekend on the live stream. If you didn't get a chance to watch the live stream this weekend, check it out. The live stream was an absolute marathon. You definitely get your money's worth watching that one. You get a lot of CAD action over a long period of time. So check it out if you didn't get a chance to watch it this weekend, check it out. Very good matches all around from everyone. Today we're going to get into it. We're going to do 2 CAD speed modeling challenges. We're going to do a t-shirt giveaway. We're going to do some live solves using Onshape, and we're going to hang out with the best chat ever. Aaron C in the chat says, can't bring myself to rewatch it yet. Too stressful. Yes, after in the post game, Aaron was telling me about how his heart rate was up. He spent the longest period of time we've ever seen with somebody down 1 point in this tournament, and I'm sure that was very stressful, match after match. So congratulations to Aaron C for pulling it together and for locking down those 2 points and making his way to the Final Four. Very cool. So these were some of the models that we saw this weekend. As always, I like to try to model these live on Model Monday Live using Onshape. So if there's any of these models that particularly jump out to you that you think would be interesting to watch me struggle through in Onshape, let me know, and I will definitely be happy to do one of these. I think I'm going to start out by doing the... Rich Penn is saying, do 65, please, the hanger mount. Sure, yeah, Rich, that's a great suggestion. I can definitely do the hanger mount. And I think I'm going to also do the, I'm going to definitely do this one here, the puller body. I thought this one was really interesting. It was a real neat moment watching the two runners. They both kind of got stuck with the same hang up on this model. So I'm definitely going to do this one. Rich Penn is asking for 65. I can definitely do 65 as well. That's this one here, the hanger mount. So if you guys have any other ones that you're seeing in here that you would like to see, let me know and I will try to model them up. But I think those are two excellent candidates, 65 and 71. Can definitely try to do those. Brace plate is a good one to learn from. Yeah, you have to be clever with your reference geometry. Very nice insight there, Aaron. So guys, don't forget to like. The easiest way to support the channel is to like. Looks like we got 21 people, 21 people watching here. We got 9 likes. So let's see what we can do to get that to match up. We want to try to have the like ratio and view ratio be 1-to-1. So let's get that to match up. If you could just take a moment, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're here for the first time, and of course, add some comments after the live stream is over. These are all things that are very helpful with this live stream. I ate a hard-boiled egg before the live stream began. I'm feeling like it didn't quite all go down the throat the right way, so I might be coughing here at some point. And before we get into it here, I just want to actually, you know what? I'm going to show you guys the first challenge, and then I'll fix this date. Looks like it's off here. So we're going to go from 2D to 3D. I'm going to show you guys a 2D print. You're going to turn it into a 3D model, and you're going to enter the mass of that model in the YouTube chat. And the basic rules are that you can use any CAD package. You want to make sure you use the specified precision, especially if the model is in pounds. It's usually in x.xx or x.xxx pounds. Make sure you use the correct precision. And the first one to answer correct in the chat will be declared the winner. These are the units and materials that we use for Model Monday Live. So if you are here for the first time, make sure you take a screen capture of these units. Make sure you take a screen capture of these materials. That way you can create a library of materials that you can reference over and over again. And the advanced rules are that this is meant to be fun and good-spirited. Occasionally, I make mistakes. I leave dimensions off the print or other similar mistakes, maybe, list it with the wrong material. And the Ivan exploit is permitted. So if I make a mistake, it's okay. We'll figure it out. And if you find a spot to use the Ivan exploit, then you go for it, and you can see if that can help you save some time on your run. All right, that's it for the intro. Let's flip over to our full screen here. This first CAD challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in x.xx pounds? The tolerance is plus or minus 0.02 pounds. And this part is called hanger mount. We got another part called hanger mount. 2 different parts in the same live stream called hanger mount. That's unusual. But they have different drawing numbers, different part numbers, and that's what really matters. The other title is more of a description. All right, here we go. What is the mass of this part in x.xx pounds? So if you are here for the first time, then right now what you should be doing is taking a screen capture of this 2D print, putting it onto your second monitor, so you could use like Windows snipping tool or Snagit or whatever it is that you like to use for your snipping capabilities, and put that onto your second monitor so that you can continue modeling this while we continue going through the live stream. So take a screen capture, maybe make YouTube full screen for a moment, grab a screen capture so you can see all these dimensions, and attempt to turn this into a 3D model and calculate the mass. I'm gonna have a sip of my delicious coffee here, and hopefully that was enough time for you to grab that screen capture, because we're going to get back into it here. Your goal is to model this as quickly as you can and to model it faster than everyone else in the chat. The first person who successfully models this will be awarded the point for the day. Points are just for fun right now, but we are gearing up the website to be able to actually track these points. It's looking like when we start the next season of Model Monday Live, we're going to track these points. Zacharoo says, how to enter mass properties in Onshape. Great question, Zach. The answer to that question is you go into the material properties and you can do a custom material. So after you have a solid body, down in the lower left in the part studio, you can click right mouse button on one of those parts, and then you can go into the material properties. You can say assign material, and then you can say, then after you say assign material, you can make that a custom material. Or if you have access to a library, a custom library, you can use these materials. I did post a video on this at one point on the Onshape YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch that too, and then you can actually link directly to my library that I built. It's one of the cool things about Onshape is that once one person does it, the rest of the Onshape community can benefit from it. And Sahil in the chat says, how to build your own CAD software? It's a great question. It's funny. I actually talked to somebody last week who's building their own CAD software. So it is possible. Ben K says, what's the Ivan method? New to the channel, but love it so far. Okay, so let's jump into a live demonstration here. We can kind of answer both of these questions. So I'm just going to jump into Onshape here. So the Ivan exploit is, it's an exploit that was named after Ivan when we first started doing the tournaments a few years back. And the idea is that when you have two surfaces which are parallel to one another, so let's say, for example, in this model here, let me open up this housing. So when you have two surfaces which are parallel to one another, like this surface here is parallel to this surface back here. Well, when that's the case, the location of these holes in the middle on that surface don't really matter. So if for some reason it was beneficial for me to create these holes in a different location, I could leverage that and use that to save some time on the model. Now, there's actually an Ivan exploit NFT on the Too Tall Toby webpage. So, tootalltoby.com. So here's the tootalltoby.com webpage here. And when you create an account, when you create a free account on the Too Tall Toby webpage, you get TTT cash, and you can use that TTT cash to buy these NFTs from the general store. And one of these NFTs here is called the Ivan exploit. So you can actually see here how Ivan used this to his advantage in that first tournament. So in that first tournament, or one of the first tournaments we did, the print called out these counter bores to be located as shown up above here in the blueprint, and then Ivan just went, just like dropped in 4 counter bores wherever he wanted, knowing that it would be removing the same amount of mass. So from that moment forward, we referred to this trick as the Ivan exploit. And what I do as the tournament director, the tournament, the person who's creating the print, is I try to come up with ways of thwarting the Ivan exploit. So for example, if that lower face had draft on it, then Ivan wouldn't have been able to leverage that exploit. If the lower face was curved, Ivan wouldn't be able to exploit that. So that's the Ivan exploit. We talk about that a lot in the channel. It actually, we talk about it so much that it actually got its own NFT. 250 of these NFTs here in the Too Tall Toby general store. There's some other ones in here too, like the 2D printer. A lot of people like the 2D printer, comment on the 2D printer, which is just back here behind me, a little bit off camera right now. But I always see YouTubers that have a 3D printer in the back, or multiple 3D printers, and so I just thought it'd be funny if I was showing off the fact that I had a 2D printer, which I use to actually print out some of these practice models. So, yep, that's genius. Yeah, props to him for realizing it and using it to his advantage. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing I can do to stop it. If I'm asking you for the mass, then I'm asking you for the mass. And whatever you guys want to come up with as far as answering that. I mean, not that there's nothing that I can do, but what I end up doing to stop it is just in the way that I design these models. So here this weekend, you'll see that some of these models will have, like this model here has curvature along the bottom face. Well, because of that, you can't just locate these counter bores wherever you want. You have to locate them at a pretty specific location, or else you're going to be off. You're not going to be within tolerance. So, that's kind of what I can do to try to thwart the Ivan exploit as the tournament director. Sometimes that option just isn't there. And if you see those opportunities, you can use them. People have come up with some pretty clever ways of exploiting these models for that Ivan exploit. And then the other question that came in, just to get back to your question, Zach, that you had asked earlier, when you're in Onshape, you can go down here to the lower left area, and you can do a right mouse button here in the Part Studio, and that's where you can assign your material. So you can do a right mouse button, you can say edit material or assign material, and then you can either assign that material from a library. So I use the custom Too Tall Toby library, and then I've got my ABS, the aluminum or the plain carbon steel, or you can go here to where it says custom, and then you can just manually input a density for that model. That's going to be a lot longer process, especially if you're working in inches and you have to do the conversion. So it's better to just configure the library, use the custom library. You can search for this library, TTT-custom materials. You can just search for this in the public space in Onshape, and then you can you can find that material library and just add it to your library. Wow, and Aaron C is already in here with a final answer. That is impressive. He's already just jumping in, coming through here with a final answer. I mean, this guy did make it to the final four, so, you know, he's showing off why he's able to make it into the final four, get to that, you know, that bracket where we end up having the prizes. And wow, what a series of competitions we've had in this thing. We started out with 32 people in this tournament, and from those 32 people, we were able to whittle it down to just 4 final champions of their bracket. Ivan the Reasonable, champion of the black bracket. Victor K, champion of the blue bracket. Aaron C, champion of the green bracket. And Imants, champion of the red bracket. So really, really cool. We got Sahil in the chat saying that he thinks it's going to be Ivan versus Aaron. Ivan versus Aaron will be the semifinals, and then who knows who will be in the finals. But it's gonna be crazy. Screens are gonna be on fire watching these. Aaron says, preparing to get obliterated by Ivan. I don't know. I mean, it's anybody's game right now for sure. It's anybody's game, and any one of these 4 could end up making it into the championship. So really, really interesting, really exciting time right now. Very much looking forward to making our way to November 11th for the finals. They all had to battle through their brackets. There was some really tough competition all throughout the brackets. Ivan going up against Chadwick, definitely a tough competition. And then Ivan going against the Golden Spamfish again. I mean, really, you can pretty much say it all along these brackets. The Will versus Victor K matchups in the blue bracket were absolutely epic. And then the Victor K versus Juiced matches from October 21st. That's pretty much a flawless run. I'm just about done editing those videos, those highlight videos, so you guys can watch those. But those are absolutely a flawless run. Ben K in the chat saying, how often do you run these tournaments? So next year, we're planning on running at least 2, possibly 3 tournaments. The first tournament we're going to run is going to be the Spring Open tournament. So that tournament is going to start in the middle of February. And the registration for that tournament is going to begin on, I think, November 7th, actually. We're going to open up the registration before we even get into the tournament this year. So that way, when people log into the tournament, they're going to have the opportunity to register for the next tournament. Like if you're just watching the tournament on November 11th, well, the registration will be open for the next tournament. And like I said, that tournament is going to be the quote unquote Spring Open. And that Spring Open tournament is going to take place starting, I think, like right in the middle of February 15th, maybe. Somewhere there, right in the middle of February is where it's going to begin. It's going to be shorter. It's going to be 16 people instead of 32. It's not the World Championship. You know, there's only one World Championship each year. So although the first year we had 2, but there's only one World Championship every year. The World Championship will take place at the end of the year. So it's going to run shorter, 16 people, where it's going to run, I think, 7 weeks in total duration. So it's going to run shorter, but it's going to be another great tournament, I'm sure, with lots of great competition. And we're going to have the registration open for a long time. So people are going to have plenty of opportunity to improve their scores over time. And I think that that's going to lead to a more exciting tournament as well, having all that opportunity. So yeah, gotta get stoked, gotta get started touching up my skills. Yeah, awesome, Ben. Well, good luck. What CAD system are you using? Let us know in the chat for sure. It's going to be good. Sahil saying February 14th is Valentine's week. Yes, don't forget about Valentine's Day as we're going into that week. Great reminder there. So yeah, all these matches were awesome. They were all absolutely epic. Imant's coming through with Onshape, kind of the last standing non-SolidWorks user here in the tournament. So pretty exciting. Same configuration we had last year. Last year we had 3 finalists who were running SolidWorks. We had 1 finalist who was running Onshape, and this year we're seeing the same thing. Very similar configuration to last year, actually. So, in fact, I think Ivan and Victor were both in the final 4 last year. So our champions of the blue bracket and of the black bracket have been here before. Our runners here from the red bracket and from the green bracket are kind of new to this position. So we'll see if that experience helps them maybe stay a little calmer and running through. Ben K saying he's using SolidWorks. Very nice, awesome. Well, if you guys happen to be in the area, Lansdale, Pennsylvania, on November 11th, you can join us for the finals in person. We're going to be watching and hosting the finals in person on November 11th. You can get more details about that at tootalltoby.com/finals. If you want to register, if you want to come and show up and join us in person for the finals, you don't have to register there if you're just watching. If you're just watching, you don't have to register. We're just trying to get a head count for food for the in-person event. And our runners are still going to be at their locations, at their desk that they're comfortable with. But we're going to start at 10 o'clock a.m. with the doors opening. That's 10 o'clock a.m. East Coast. I'm emphasizing this because between now and November 11th, there is a time change, at least here in the United States, in Pennsylvania, not even at every state, but we recognize daylight savings, so the time does shift by 1 hour. So I'll continue reminding people about that between now and the finals, but just everybody keep that in mind. Maybe log in early and look at the YouTube clock, and the YouTube clock will tell you when we're starting. I'm going to try and start the live stream right around 10 o'clock as well, so there'll be kind of an hour before the official tournament begins. That'll be just like fly on the wall hanging out. Maybe I'll make that a separate live stream just for sake of the algorithm. But we'll have kind of like a pre-game live stream, and then we'll switch over to the official live stream at 11 o'clock. So hopefully that'll give everybody enough time to see what's going on. Erwick in the chat. What's up? Hi, Toby. I'm at work right now. It might get pulled back into a meeting, but we'll try to listen in. This is going to be epic. Yes, I completely agree. This is indeed going to be epic. Vicky Chong in the chat saying space is limited. Deadline registration is this Thursday, the 2nd of November. Good reminder. And again, that's just for people that are coming in person. If you're watching live, you don't have to do anything to register. But if you're coming in person, let us know. We can make sure that we have a plate of food waiting for you. And the McBobbles coming into the chat with an answer. Haven't seen the McBobbles in here before. Welcome, welcome. Congratulations coming in with an answer. I'll let you know in just a few minutes if that is correct. And so as these runners are trying to make their way to November 11th for the finals, I got to give them a huge congratulations. They have now all four locked up a cash prize or equivocal cash prize, USD, $125 each for third and fourth place. Second place is going to get $250 USD, and first place is going to win $500 USD. So huge congratulations, and well earned. I know it was a lot of work to get to this point, a lot of nerves, a lot of racing heart and high heartbeat. And so congratulations to everybody who made it this far in the tournament. You've all locked up a prize. And that prize is provided by our sponsor, SolidBox. If you guys are ever in the need for professional CAD workstations, be sure to visit mysolidbox.com. And also Joko Engineering, a fellow CAD content creator. He makes excellent tips and tricks on a variety of CAD systems. If you ever want your 3D CAD dreams to come true, be sure to visit JokoEngineering.com, visit his YouTube channel. But beyond this, there's some additional prizes for our top four finishers. So from Alibre, actually, I should say Alibre is going to be giving out a seat of CAD to every single person who competed in the tournament. Powerful yet easy to use 3D CAD software that's affordable. And Alibre comes in 3 different flavors. And they said, we want to make sure that everybody in the tournament has 3D CAD. And so Alibre put up prizes from 31st place to 3rd place, the Atom 3D CAD software, a lifetime license. For second place, they've put up a seat of Alibre Design Pro, a lifetime license. And the champion is going to get a seat of Alibre Design Expert, a lifetime license. So huge thank you to Alibre sponsoring the tournament, getting everybody in the tournament a seat, their own seat of 3D CAD. Such an epic prize sponsor. You can visit them at alibre.com. And we got another sponsor who put up some prizes for the top 4. REVOPOINT is putting up professional 3D scanners for each of our top 4 finishers. So 3rd and 4th place are going to get a REVOPOINT Inspire 3D scanner. 2nd place is going to get a REVOPOINT Range. And first place is going to get a REVOPOINT Mini 3D scanner. So it's just so awesome to have these amazing sponsors like REVOPOINT. They're coming out with a brand new 3D scanner, the REVOPOINT Miraco. The REVOPOINT Miraco 3D scanner is coming out. The McBobbles in the chat says, I caught a mistake. Can I change my answer? Absolutely, the McBobbles. Here on Model Monday Live, you can revise your answer as many times as you like. I basically just accept the very last answer that you put in. So absolutely, go ahead and revise your answer as much as you want. and we'll see if you can submit a correct answer. Yep, nice, very nice, and feel free to keep doing that. Now in the tournament, it's a little bit different. For Ben K, who's here for the first time, and if anybody else is here for the first time, in the tournament it's a little different. The way it works in a tournament is you can answer incorrectly one time, and then if you answer incorrectly a second time, that's it. You can no longer earn the point, and it's up to your opponent to figure it out in 5 minutes. And then if they can't figure it out either, it's just a push. So the tournament is a little bit different, and we saw, if you want to see some good examples of that, you can go back and watch the matches from this weekend. We saw some good examples of how that mechanism works. So, but in the Model Monday Live, you can answer as many times as you like. All right, again, huge thank you to our sponsors, Alibre, REVOPOINT. Huge thank you to SOLIDBOX. Huge thank you to Joko Engineering. And just one final note about SOLIDBOX. The guys from SOLIDBOX, Chris Castle and Chris Smith, they're going to be here with us live in person on November 11th. So we're going to have the SOLIDBOX crew here in town in Pennsylvania, and we're going to be broadcasting live together, doing commentary, co-commentary with the Chris's from SOLIDBOX, Chris Castle, Chris Smith. So be sure to join us for that. That November 11th match is going to be awesome, especially having those very special live co-commentators. All right, guys, I think I ran off the clock a little bit, so I think I'm going to hold off on my live Onshape modeling here for the second half of the show. I want to give you guys a chance to get into the second challenge here today. I know that we covered some good material here. I know that we got a lot of answers already. So if you're still working on the first one, that's fine. You can keep working on it. But I do want to make sure everybody has a chance to get the second one modeled up before we break for the day. We just do Model Monday Live for 1 hour. So let's get into it here. If you guys are enjoying the show so far, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to comment, and be sure to share and reshare. If you're looking for a shirt, a t-shirt, we're going to be giving away one of these t-shirts today to somebody who did the leaderboard at tootalltoby.com. But they are the softest shirts in the CAD game. They are slimming. They make you look good while you're doing CAD. They actually make you even faster. We've done some metrics on people wearing the shirt versus not wearing the shirt, and they're actually faster when they are wearing the shirt. So I'm not sure what exactly causes that. I don't know if it's just a confidence thing or what, but we do have shirts available, tootalltoby.com/merch, and you can check out the site and pick up your own very own Too Tall Toby technical tips and tricks shirts. These make for great stocking stuffers as well. CAD with Chris says, I love looking good while I CAD. Yep, so you're in the right spot. You can pick these up for your friends, for your family, pick up several for, different sizes for different people and give them out at Christmas, and they will be thrilled with that shirt. Not only the owner, but I also wear a shirt myself. So, all right, guys, let's get into it here. The first answer to the first challenge. Let's see what we got. What did you guys come up with on this model? How would I model this if I was looking at this thing? Well, as always, what I would do is I would look to see if the model has symmetry, and it does. It has symmetry in 2 directions. So what that's going to do is it's going to help me come up with a location of the origin. So the origin is going to be here probably. And then I would look for any kind of what I like to call anchoring dimensions. So dimensions that all seem to be coming from the same spot. And I'd say that this baseline right here would be a good candidate for that. There's a lot of dimensions that seem to be coming from this baseline here. So I would probably put the origin right here centered on the model. And then I would create my first sketch. And I think my first sketch, I would be laying out this geometry. Probably I would only create half of the geometry. And honestly, I probably would leave this little radius here at the bottom off in my first sketch, just because I really prefer to keep my sketches simple. But certainly you could make your sketches more complicated if you wanted to. You could just sketch everything pretty much here in the first sketch, including this arc here. And then you could start extruding those to your different depths. You got a different depth of extrusion for those different features. So one extrusion out to this depth, a different extrusion out to this depth, and then you'd be ready to start going through adding your cuts. Probably I would do this counterbore with a cut revolve from the front or over on this side, and then I would mirror the whole thing, and then I would be done. I would calculate the mass and submit my answer. So let's see. Hopefully that's pretty similar to what you guys came up with as far as a process for this, and let's see what everybody came up with. Oh, we got a question about the shirts. So t-shirts is an acceptable performance enhancer for the tournament. Good to know. Yeah, that's a great question, and that's from Xaria. And yes, that is correct. Yeah, there are some things that are acceptable. Also, I would say Waterloo sparkling water. I don't have any. I finished my case because I was getting ready for this live stream today. But Waterloo sparkling water, also an acceptable enhancement for the tournament, performance enhancement for the tournament. So great question there. I'm glad that we were able to get that officially resolved. And let's take a look here and see what kind of answers came in. So first answer came in from, where did it come in from? Wow, maybe I credited Aaron C, but it actually came in from Will before. Let's see. Okay, Aaron C, 5.982. Aaron C revised 5.719. We're looking for this in two places, so I'm just going to round here. So 5.72. Will, 5.98. Let's see here. Aaron Christensen, I'm not holding myself to the rule. Massic goes 5.72. That's fine. Will, 5.72. Okay, seeing some consistency. A lot of times we kind of see this answer convergence over time as we are watching Model Monday Live. The McBobbles, 5.70. AMO Alex, 5.72. Matt Rucciucci, 5.58 pounds. Very nice. Xaria, 5.98 pounds. Matt Ricciucci, 5.72 revised. There we see that that same kind of convergence of answers. The McBobble, 6.01. Very nice. X area, 5.72. Looks like a little revision there. Phosphor coming in using plasticity, 5.75. Very nice. Amir coming in 5.98. The McBobbles, 5.98. Phosphor coming in. We're seeing that a lot too, 5.98. So a lot of convergence on that number too. 5.72. And there we go. And let's see here. We're gonna, all right. Think we're gonna remove this one if we can. I got that little heart there that's in the way. That's not what I want. All righty. So here I'll ask my moderator. I'm sure she can probably remove that one. And let's take a look here now and see what we got. The correct answer here is 5.72. Very nice, very nice. And so if we go back up here, let's see, we see that our first person answering this correctly, I think, was Aaron C. And Aaron C comes in here 5.72 pounds. So very nice. Congratulations to Aaron C. And this is plus or minus 0.02 pounds. So I saw there was a lot of people who were answering like 5.70. You know, if you were within that plus or minus 0.02 pounds, very nicely done. But GG to Aaron C. Aaron C is going to get the point there for today. So congratulations to Aaron C. Let's put a GG in the chat for Aaron C. Let's see here. Aaron C 5.72. Will 5.72 got it. A lot of people, I think, started getting that as we moved down through the list. Mr. Alex got it there. I'm not going to read everybody who got it just for sake of time. I think that we are going to end up running out of time if we go through and answer all of them. So very nice, very nice. Congratulations, Mr. Alex. Very, very nice. All right. And so that is going to allow us to move on to the next model here. And so as we get into this next model, we're going to once again challenge you to take a screen capture of this model. I'm going to flip over to full screen here. And once we flip over to full screen, we can see that we're going to kick off this challenge live in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? And the tolerance for this part is going to be plus or minus 1 gram. Looks like this part is going to be in plain carbon steel. And we can see here that in plain carbon steel, the model is called 23-10-06 shifter. This is one that I was a little bit worried about as far as my making sure I didn't make any mistakes. It's one of these models where it's really easy for me to forget that the model it's kind of naturally symmetric in the front view looking at the top and the bottom, but it's not actually, centerline symmetric. And so a lot of times when I'm constructing these models, I kind of forget about that kind of stuff and end up accidentally putting in the wrong stuff. So this is my 23-10-06 shifter. Good luck to everybody. Good luck, good luck, good luck. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. All right, Ex Machina's got to cut out. It says life happened. See you, man. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you in the next one. All right, I hope that was enough time for everybody to get yourself all straightened out as far as this model goes. This is kind of a fun one. This is actually from a few years back as well, from the tournament from a few years, but a little bit modified, of course. We try not to give you the same models, and certainly if it gets modified, it gets a new engineering number. Sometimes when you do a modification, it gets a new revision. If it gets modified too much, sometimes it just gets a full new number. It also kind of depends on how the models are being used, how the parts themselves are being used and manufactured. So good luck to everybody on this one. This is kind of a fun one. And I think with that, we're going to move on and we're going to talk a little bit about, we talked about the finals already, right? We're going to be going to the finals, tutaltoby.com/finals if you're showing up in person. Otherwise, you can definitely enjoy online for free, and you don't need to register if you're doing that. But if you want to show up in person, let us know, tutaltoby.com/finals. And now this brings us to the September leaderboard discussion. So we did do a September leaderboard at tutaltoby.com. Tutaltoby.com, there's a header up at the top here that says leaderboard. And on that leaderboard, what I did was I challenged you, the audience, to go through and to try to create these 3 models. So you can see here that we've got these 3 models. This first one has a mass of 1.4543. Second one, 3.973 grams and 1.351 grams. And so your challenge was to click on this banner to take these 3 individual drawings, to turn them into 3 models and calculate the mass correctly, to record yourself doing it, and then to post a link to your recording. And all these recordings from all these amazing runners were posted here in September, starting with Juiced, who did all 3 models in just 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Amazing how fast Juiced was able to do that using ANSYS Space Claim. And then you've got some of the other runners here, Alibre, who hadn't been in for a while, but who's back in September, also putting in a sub 3 minute time. Mr. Alex getting in here, putting in a sub 3 minute time. Chadwick getting in here with sub 3 minutes. So very impressive. If you can put together these 3 models in under 3 minutes, that's just amazing. It's total speed run capability. So the leaderboard challenge will be back soon. It's a little bit offline right now, but one of the things, hey, and here he is, Ali Amore, joining us right in time, just in time. But one of the things that we did for September is we put up a prize in September, just a Too Tall Toby t-shirt. Really simple prize here for September. Sometimes we have bigger prizes, but I never got a chance to officially announce who the winner was of that prize. So we're going to turn now to the Wheel of Fate, the Wheel of Names. Here it is. This wheel is sponsored today by our friends at SOLIDBOX, and we're going to shuffle these names up a little bit here. So shuffle up all these names. These are all the names that you just saw a moment ago on that leaderboard. We've got them all here on the wheel, and we're going to give this wheel a spin and see who the big winner is of this t-shirt. So here we go. Let's let it rip. Thank you again to SOLIDBOX for all of your wonderful work here with the Too Tall Toby team. And it looks like the winner is Dom. So congratulations to Dom. Let me just make a quick note of this so that I can make sure that I get that t-shirt to Dom. I will reach out to him and let him know that he is the big winner. But we're going to have some more of those t-shirt giveaways, some more giveaways from the leaderboard, and we're gonna definitely continue to reach out to people. But guys, if you're in the chat, you want to give Dom a GG, you can let him know that he is the big winner. It looks like Dom's name is actually in here twice, huh? I got multiple instances of Dom in this list. I never noticed this one before. Remove all instances. So I don't know. Maybe we should do an audible. Let's just give away a second t-shirt here. We're just going to go for it. We're going to do 2 t-shirts today. So I'm removing all instances of Dom. He had a double name in there. We're going to do another one. Dom's still going to get his t-shirt, but we're going to do one more spin here. One more t-shirt. I'm sure that my producer is screaming into the monitor saying, "No, Toby." But we're going to do it. I'm doing it. So here we go. Let's give this wheel one more spin. Let's give away one more t-shirt here. Everybody needs a Too Tall Toby t-shirt for Christmas. So here we go. And our second winner is Mohammed C, friend of the show. He's been in the tournament for a couple of years. So congratulations, Mohammed. And I will definitely reach out to you and get you that t-shirt as well. So congratulations. Let's see. Gonzalo says, aren't they all in there more than one time? Oh, man, I hope not. No. He's only in there once. Mohammed's only in there once. Is there another one? I don't see any more that are in there more than once. It's hard to see, right? The names are kind of small. There you go. Now the names are a little bit bigger. So we can look there, but I don't think... Oh, Mr. Alex is in there more than once? Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he is. Man, I should have audited this list a little bit more. That's my bad, everybody. But there we go. We got 2 t-shirts given away here. One for Dom, one for Mohammed. Congratulations to our winners of the t-shirts. And that's something that has been on my plate for a little while now, really since the beginning of the month. So very happy to be giving away those shirts and very happy that we got that issue resolved. Yep. Always look for duplicates in Excel. Yep. That's great advice. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Congratulations. Congratulations to Mohammed C. And congratulations to Dom. My team will be reaching out to you to get your t-shirt size so we can ship you that free t-shirt anywhere in the world. All right, guys, let's do a little bit of Onshape modeling here. Like I said, I think that this one will be pretty fun to take a look at. And so just like what you're doing in the live stream, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start out by grabbing a screen capture of this print. And then what I always advise my students to do is to try to come up with a game plan. You know, before you get started in 3D CAD, it's always good to come up with a game plan, a basic game plan. And, you know, that game plan could be something as simple as like, okay, I'm just going to draw a circle and extrude it. But a lot of times it requires a little bit more planning. Now, what was so interesting about this model was that both of our runners got stuck with regards to this geometry here. This geometry here that's sticking out from the front, you can see is being detailed here in this section view CC. And this is a really fun model to try. If you haven't tried this one yet and you don't want to see what the solution is, you can pause this live stream and actually try it yourself before you get into it. Before you get into watching the solution here. But the thing that was interesting about this model watching our runners on Saturday is that they both got stuck with regards to this section here. And really what the problem is with this section, or the challenge, is that this dimension here, the width, is not called out. So whatever the width is here between, you know, these two legs of this boss that's sticking out here, that width is not being called out in the print anywhere, or so it seems. The reality is that the width there is being defined by where this magenta circle over here is cutting through the model. So what you really need to do is you need to come up with first this green circle here on the inside, which has a diameter of 88 bolt circle, 88 BC bolt circle. So that's the diameter to these locations here. But it's also the diameter here to tangency. And then once you get that 88 diameter in place and you get your tangency for your triangle, you could really just kind of draw that as a triangle. Then you can create this magenta colored circle and you can lop off the end of that triangle. And then that's going to give you the width here of that section CC that's sticking out. So it sounds very easy, and certainly when you plan it out and when you know how the model is made, and especially if you made the model yourself, it's very easy to plan it out. But when you're there under the gun trying to model this thing on the fly with the whole world watching you, it's not nearly as easy. And so that's what we got to see both of our runners doing. It was just really interesting to see them model it. It was interesting to watch them both in real time get kind of tripped up by the idea of feature order creation. And so here's what it might look like if you were going to go through this again, if you were going to go through it a second time. So I'm going to call this 23-T-71-puller body. That means that if you've got Onshape, you can search for this model in the public space, and then you can actually take a look and see how I built it. I'm going to start out by going to the front plane, and I'm going to start out by creating this kind of essentially what's shown here in this section view. So this shape that comes down, over, up, over, down at an angle, and then straight down. I'm going to create that shape, but I'll only create half of it, and then I'll do a revolve to revolve that about the center line. So we're here on the front plane. We're going to get normal 2. I'm going to start out by just creating a center line. The reason I like to create a center line here is because then I can utilize doubled dimensions in Onshape, and then I'm going to create that shape that I just kind of hand sketched up a moment ago. So it comes over, down, over, up, over, down at an angle, and then straight down to kind of close that off. And now that I've got that shape in place, I'm ready to go in and start adding my dimensions. So like I said, because we have the center line, we can utilize doubled dimensions. So this is a 15 millimeter diameter through hole. The total height here is going to be a height of 40. The height to this flat spot here is going to be a height of 10. The height to this upper section here is going to be a height of 30. The height to this inner step here is going to be a height of 14. The diameter dimension here to that kind of inner hub section that's sticking out is 28. The diameter to this kind of inner sleeve section is a diameter of 45. The diameter to this peak here, this corner point of that geometry, is 55. And then the diameter to the lower part of that tapered section of the boss is 71. And so now that we've got that geometry in place, we can choose this center axis to revolve about. And that gives us our kind of center hub region of the model. So I didn't mention this before. I kind of skipped over it just because I'm a little bit concerned about time. But whenever you're trying to create a 3D model, you want to come up with a game plan for how the overall model is going to be created. And in the case of this model, I think my game plan is going to be create this shape here that's really shown in the section view, then create the triangle shape, then lop off the corners of that triangle shape, and then finish up by creating this boss here that's sticking out on the end. So that's my game plan. So there's part one of that game plan. Now I can go top plane, begin a sketch, orient my view, and I can create my triangle. So I'm going to create it right from the center location here in Onshape, and that's going to have 3 sides. And then that triangle is going to have a diameter to tangency of that. That's that 88 dimension that I mentioned earlier. I'm going to take this line here and make it horizontal, and then I'm just going to extrude that shape up to a height of... what's that going to go up to? I guess I could actually just include that other circle right in that original sketch. So let's go back into that sketch. We'll just double click on that sketch there and get normal too. And then I'll include that other circle as well in that same sketch. And that circle has a diameter of 122. And that should be constrained. There we go. And there we go. That gives me I think a better shape to extrude. So now I'm going to extrude that shape, and it's not going to be the whole thing. It's going to be this kind of inner region like so, and that's going to come up to a height of 10 millimeters. And there we go. That gives us that shape. That is what we wanted from that geometry. And that also gives us this width here, which was the kind of like the missing dimension, the missing trick that needed to be established before our runners were going to be successful in their run. And so now from here, I can take this plane, I could offset it some arbitrary distance. You don't have to do this. I know that Aaron C is very good about just kind of working from, the centered plane and then creating the geometry from that center plane using an offset when creating the geometry. But me personally, I prefer to just kind of give myself explicit geometry to work from. I just think it just helps me visualize what's going on. So now I could take maybe this edge here, which is the edge that gives me the width that I'm looking for, and then create a line that comes up, a line that comes over here at 3, create a line that comes up, a line that comes over here. Really, this could just come all the way over. A line that comes down, a line that comes over here at 3, and then a line that comes down to this location. And then it's just a matter of maybe taking these 2 lines and making them collinear, and then taking a dimension for height here to this line. And that height dimension is going to be it's 20 millimeters off the ground. It's 10 millimeters from that upper deck. And then this and this are going to be collinear. And now what I can do is an extrusion, and that extrusion can go up to surface. So I can go up to face in direction 1, and then I could also go up to face in direction 2. And so that's kind of my trick for creating this geometry, is dropping a plane in the middle there and then sketching that geometry. This was something really interesting. Aaron kind of designed himself into a corner when he was creating this model on Saturday, and he really struggled with how to create the blend here between this shape and this shape. And he was getting in there using like delete face and using some other commands. And again, that's not a criticism on Aaron. I totally understand that when you're in the heat of the moment trying to create this geometry, it is not easy. It is not easy to come up with an elegant solution. But I totally get where he was coming from. It's just something to think about, next time around. Maybe just using an explicit plane there, and maybe even just kind of thinking about the different directions in which an extrude can occur is really, I think, kind of the lesson there. There's going to be a few different ways in which you could do an extrude from the top looking down, or from the you know, from the end looking in, like what I did there. And it might be better sometimes to just experiment with those different ways of doing the extrude. I'm not watching the chat right now because I'm kind of scrambling to finish this up. And so if you guys are making commentary, I apologize. I'm not actually watching it. So there's going to be 13/2 for that through slot. And then there's going to be a second slot on the outside, but I'm just going to do the through slot first. So this will be a remove, and that's going to go through all. There we go. And then I'm going to take another slot here. And there's a few different ways you can make a slot in Onshape. You could draw a line and then do essentially an offset to create a slot, or you could do this line arc line method that I'm using here. Both of those methods are valid. So, you know, you can experiment and see which one is going to give you the fastest result. But I think this method works good for me. And so we'll take these two entities here and just make them concentric. And then we are going to create our slot width here of 20. And then we can take that and we can remove. And that's going to get removed down to a height of... Oh, good. I made it from the bottom. Well, they're both 15, right? It's 15 cut in half. And so there we go. That gives us our, you know, fundamental shape there. And now it's just a matter of going into a circular pattern. And we're going to say that we're going to pattern this. And this is going to be a feature pattern. It's going to be this. Actually, you know, with Onshape, kind of the cool thing is that a lot of times you can just take the whole part and pattern it if you... sometimes you can do it. Let's see what happens. Is that going to work? Nope, it's not going to work. Because we're removing material. I forgot we were doing that remove there. So let's do a circular pattern here. And let's say this is going to be features to pattern. And those features are going to be this extrude and this extrude and this extrude. Yep, those three. And then we'll pattern it about this. And we'll pattern that at 3 instances. And see it when Onshape shows you that result in red, that means that it's not going to, it means it's erroring for some reason. So I wonder if I could, wonder how I could resolve this quickly. Let's see. We are kind of running down on time here. Let's see. Let me go back to the part pattern. It should work, right? Sometimes what I'll do in this spot, actually, I'll show you guys a little trick here. Sometimes what I'll do in this spot, if I'm like under the gun for time, whether that's in a speed modeling or whether it's in the real world, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just create some geometry to cut the model with. So I'll create some geometry like this, and then I will, and there's a few different ways we could do this, but again, just because I know what works. And then what I'll do is I'll say that I want this to be 60, you know, off of a vertical. So we'll create a vertical here. So then what I'll do is I'll say I want this to be 60 off vertical in this direction and 60 off vertical in this direction. So I'm taking 360 divided by 3 divided by 2. So 60, it gives us that 120 dimension. And then you could do a remove through all. So we'll do a remove here and we'll go through all, and let's reverse the direction on that. And that cuts that model. And then once you have that model cut, then you could do your circular pattern using the entire part to pattern. So we're going to use this entire part. We're going to pattern it about this axis here, and that's going to get patterned to 3 instances. And we're going to do that as an add so that it merges them together. And there we go. So that's kind of a little trick workaround that you can use if you're ever, you know, stuck in a model, whether you're working with Onshape or whether you're working with SolidWorks. I've used that in both spots. When you try to do a pattern and the pattern doesn't work, what you could do is just kind of chop the model and then do a body pattern, because a body pattern is basically a Boolean copy, so it doesn't care about end conditions. Usually when those patterns fail, it's because of some type of an end condition issue. And so, whoops, looks like maybe when I did one of my cuts, I didn't include this face here, so I'm going to pick that face, do an extrude. Something kind of cool about Onshape is you can do an extrude right from a face. You don't have to create a sketch first. So there we go. And now we do mass properties, and this comes up with 416 grams. I think that's correct. Look at my top secret answer key here. Yep, 416 grams, and that is correct. That is the correct answer that we were looking for there. So that's a little bit of a modeling tutorial, a little bit speed running, I know, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you enjoyed that, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know that you enjoyed it, and I will move forward now Aaron Christensen saying, problem-solving skills in the middle of a messy model are important. Yes, indeed. Airwick, I'm sure you're screaming at the monitor as well, like, oh, no. Oh, pick apply per instance. Oh, yeah, right. That's like the geometry pattern. Airwick is in the chat is saying pick apply per instance. That's like the geometry pattern in Onshape. I actually recently just made a video about that. It hasn't been released yet, but I made an Onshape quick tip about that apply per instance. So I should have known to try that. That's a great point. I'm gonna definitely try that as soon as the stream ends. So very, very cool. Very cool to know about. Thank you for that insight. Airwick is the resident Onshape master and definitely has been my mentor, providing a lot of great responses to videos. And and Michael Flesh is here as well. Yeah, nice. Yeah, the slot tool. We could definitely be using the slot tool in there as well. I've talked about that as well. Another video I made too, making videos and forgetting to use them when I'm under pressure. I'm sure a lot of you out there who have done the speed runs can appreciate that. All right, guys, well, let's take a look here as we're winding out the hour, and let's see who's going to get this second point today in Model Monday Live. So it looks like the first answer came in from Will 1139, Aaron C 1169, Will 1124, and then AMO Alex 1169. Very nice. Will 1169. Very nice. Phosphor 1169, Aaliyah More 1169, Matt Richucci 1169. Very nice. Omri coming in 1181. Let's see here. Marius Sumit coming in 1161. Very nice. Or 1162. CAD with Chris 1169. Very, very nice. Oh, nuts. Y'all are fast as heck. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. X-Area. Aaron Christensen doing a little flex there in the chat. X-Area 1169. Nice. Omri revising to 1169. Amir Shea coming in 1169. Very nice. Let's see here. And all right. Very nice. Eric saying, look at the chat. Yep, I knew you were screaming at the monitor. Apply for instance. Yep, excellent. Jern coming in with the puller body 406 grams, a little bit different from what I was getting, 416. Long way around, but it should work. Sketching on the bottom face, leverage the imprint would make it faster. Yep, that's a great idea. I got to start using that more for sure. Okay, all right, awesome, guys. So let's see if Aaron is going to do a clean sweep today. The correct answer is 1169. Very nice. So Aaron gets the clean sweep. He gets the point for the first model, the point for the second model, and he gets a bonus point for getting them both. So 3 points for Aaron today, and everybody else who got the correct answer also gets a point today. We're giving out points just like we're giving out t-shirts today. So congratulations to everybody who got that one correct. It's a fun little model, a good one to practice on. These are also good if you're ever trying to learn a new CAD system. You could pull up some of these models and try to use them to learn a new CAD system. And that's going to bring us to the end. Congratulations to Aaron C. for the clean sweep. Very nicely done today. Don't forget to check out the Onshape channel. I got a lot of good tips and tricks going up there on the Onshape channel. Just had a new one where I talk about how to design 2 parts together, and also one where I talk about how to take a SOLIDWORKS assembly and bring it into Onshape. So if you have any old assemblies in SOLIDWORKS that you still want to use, you can watch that video. Be sure to check out the team at Alibre sponsoring the tournament. Huge shout out to our friends at Alibre. Check out JokoEngineering.com, making all your CAD dreams come true. Check out the team at SolidBox if you ever need new hardware for you or your team. And of course, check out REVOPOINT coming out with the new Miraco 3D scanner. Very excited to see that thing in action. I want to say thank you so much to everybody who tuned in today, who joined us for Model Monday Live. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to share and reshare if you see what we're doing and you're enjoying what we're doing. Let us know if you're going to be in town on November 11th. We'd love for you to join us in person on the finals. Otherwise, you can tune in for free online. And November 11th is the finals. We are not going to do an episode of Model Monday Live next week. We're going to be prepping for that final event. So no episode of Model Monday Live next week. But between now and then, and of course always, if you guys ever see me posting anything online, be sure to share and reshare. So practice models, shorts, pro moves, any social media text and image-based posts, just please be sure to share and reshare. It's a lot of fun. Amir Shea in the chat says, that was a lot of fun. Good game, everyone. Yes, indeed. It was a great time today. Thank you all so much for joining me for this episode of Model Monday Live. I hope you all have a safe Halloween. If you're going out tomorrow night, look out for everybody out there on the streets. Drive very safe tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of people out walking around on the streets, especially if the weather is nice. So just be safe out there tomorrow. Drive extra slow. Pay attention to what you're doing. And of course, If you guys are going out in your own costumes, let us all know what you're doing. Post something online, tag Too Tall Toby. And I'll look forward to seeing everybody November 11th. November 11th is the big day. Be sure to join us November 11th for the finals. You'll be seeing a lot of content going out about that over the next couple of weeks. Huge congratulations to our finalists, and I will see everybody November 11th during the live stream. Catch you later, everybody. Have a good week.